What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another video. My name is Chris, as always with me,
Liam.
and today we are diving into Handmaid's Tale Season 3, Episode 12. Penultimate, we are almost to the finale of Season 3. And I gotta say, these last couple episodes have not disappointed. If you're just tuning in for the first time, welcome. If you're coming back, welcome back. Liam and I are not experts. We just love entertainment, and we're doing the experiment with this based on our fans voting. You, the audience, voted that we actually go back through The Handmaid's Tale because of our review of Season 6 and how much you liked our takes and reactions to it. And so that's what we've been doing. So we're going to be reviewing this episode today, and then Tuesday we'll be doing another recorded episode, but I want to just let you know ahead of time, next Thursday, we'll be doing the live call where we review the entire season. So put that on your calendar and get ready for it so you can be there with us. And we're really excited to chat with you guys live. But until then, the best way to chat with us is down in the comments below. We love to hear from you. Just don't spoil what's to come. That's all we ever ask. And without further ado, let's talk about it.
This is the episode that I really hate what June did. Like, absolutely despise it. I understand why she felt the need to do nothing in that situation, but I fucking hate her for it.
Yeah, I mean, justified or not, I didn't want to see Eleanor die. I mean, last episode, based on where her arc was going and how her illness was progressing and just how dangerous that was going to become, I knew something was going to happen to her. Mm-hmm. So I predicted that last episode. But this episode, I would say I'm still really surprised on how it went down. Did I think it was going to be suicide? 100%. I even said that last episode. Mm-hmm. But
is it really suicide anymore if someone discovers you in the process of it and chooses to do nothing?
Yeah.
It's still suicide to you?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Because here's the thing. Let's just play the situation out all the way and then let's see how this looks. Eleanor takes these pills. Mm-hmm. And now
makes a choice.
She makes that choice.
Yes.
She's choosing to overdose. June walks in. June notices it in time. She's still breathing. June calls for help. She gets help. Eleanor still dies. Is June responsible for that death?
No, because she did everything in her power.
Okay. So what you're saying then is that what would make it not a murder or not June's fault would be that she acted in good faith to help her live.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. So that does make sense and it all tracks. However, I don't believe that just because June came into that room. Now, is June at fault and is it screwed up? That's what she did 100%. I'm not justifying that. Mm-hmm. But what I'm saying is the death falls on Eleanor for making the choice, not on June for doing nothing. Now, as a husband, if I were Lawrence, I would not see that the same way. Mm-hmm. If I were Lawrence and I knew that June had walked in or been a part of the death, I would be very upset. I would be beside myself. I would be very much in the avenue of blaming June for that, not my wife. Although I think I would come to a place where I'd also put the blame there as well. But that would take me a lot of time. Like, I would have to definitely take some time to do that. I'm not in that situation. I can think logically and I can say that these things happen, but in that situation, it'd be very hard to do. I'm not saying, again, just want to be really clear, I am not saying that June is right for what she did. I, even myself, as she closed that door, said, no, June, no, come on. Like, physically said that. So I don't agree with this situation, but I also think that when suicide is involved and that person's made that choice, there's also a high level of accountability and responsibility on that person.
Yes. Okay. So based on Lawrence's interactions with June and witnessing June put Mrs. Lawrence up against the wall the way she did earlier in the episode, but she did like stand down a bit and realize, oh, fuck, I'm kind of overreacting here, but also at the same time, she was justified in that for that piece because she's like endangering everyone and doesn't have all her wits about her. Now, based on that information and Lawrence seeing this, do you think Lawrence is going to come to the conclusion that it's June's fault for pushing her to that point?
I think Lawrence came to the conclusion that June has more involvement in this than she already gives on by the end of the episode. This, the way he looks at her,
at the
side-eye, and then the music switches to like more sinister, like
more realization.
Dude, it went dark for a second there. Mm-hmm. And then the way he's glaring at her, And then also just the whole representation of black and her just being like an angel of death in that moment. Like it's all the symbolisms there. And so I think in that moment is when Lawrence either curious about it or has come to the realization that June was involved.
Okay.
Because the way that June responds to her death is unnatural. It doesn't feel like an authentic response to learning that someone who you cared about and had shown care for had just passed away. Yeah, I think Lawrence is definitely suspicious, and that scene in the cemetery that we just spoke about is the one that really lands that in for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then Lydia thinks that she's just being a good person. Oh, yes, of course, dear. You can go check on him.
I think Aunt Lydia wants to hope for the best for June, right? She wants to think that she finally gets through to her and June finally becomes this perfect handmaid, but you know, Aunt Lydia is living in a delusion right now because that's not going to happen.
All right. When Serena goes to visit Fred.
Yeah, you were right. I was wrong.
What did you like about that?
You know, not much. They're both very selfish people,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so I didn't want to believe that Serena would do that to him, but you had very much hinted towards that. That's what you thought last episode. And so you were right that she set the whole thing up to get to Nicole, and Fred was kind of her bargaining chip. Giving Fred over to America, basically, in Canada, is her bargaining chip to be able to get, like, shared time with Nicole. But, as we saw...
Sorry, I'm thinking about the Lawrence when he's meeting with the other commanders, and he's like, fucking sneaky Americans.
Right? Just, like, playing it up.
Yeah.
And then later it's like, what did he say to her? You got rid of both of the Waterfords and got away with murder. Must be a good day for you, right?
It's a good start of your morning.
Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah, that was fun. When Fred and Serena have their little bout, and he kind of like tries to choke her, but doesn't really have the passion or power to like hurt his wife. Again, he's like a weasel, right? So I don't think he really does have it in him to like bring physical harm onto someone. He's more like he's going to work behind the scenes and cut your Achilles heel kind of thing.
Well, you remember when he shot the guy who they claim shot Serena.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
So he does do it when he is able, but I think only if he's got some kind of guarantee of safety in the situation.
I also don't think he would harm Serena. Like, so there's been a lot of times where she's given him every opportunity and, you know, verbal insult possible to make him want to act out like that.
She might disagree.
That was more Gilead than Fred. Although we know behind the scenes Fred kind of wanted that to happen. Mm-hmm. That was more of like a Gilead as a whole than Fred like taking her in the bedroom and beating her with a belt because she mouthed off to him.
Did that too.
Right. That was more. That's why I'm relating the two. That was more about Fred being violent, where I just don't like he would hurt her. Right. We've seen that. But what I was thinking is like in the moment of like ultimate betrayal, like would Fred have it in him to choke her to death, to kill her, to bring out that level of vengeance? In the scenario he's in, no. If they were back at the house, maybe.
Yeah, because then he's got the safety of his friends and team, and
same reason why he took the shot, right? He was protected. Ultimately, he's a weasel, right? He doesn't have that like, I'm a man, I'm gonna stand up for myself demeanor. He's more of like like I said, I'm gonna wait and cut your Achilles tendon when you're not looking kind of guy. Mm-hmm. So I think that the whole scene played out exactly how I would expect it. They're both selfish. He doesn't really have the strength or the courage to actually inflict violence in a situation where he doesn't have power. And so she walks away. But what I think was also great in this episode is that both of them acted selfishly, but both of them got their just desserts in a way, right? He got the ultimate betrayal from his wife, even though he's living like a CEO would if he was arrested, basically. But Serena, she got like some emotional blows dealt to her, not only directly from Moira and all her freaking stinging comments, which are awesome, but Nicole herself, right? Nicole, she's a stranger, Nicole. And so Nicole is like, doesn't want to do it with her, stressing out, crying. And Serena's trying to console her, and even the child protective lady is correcting her.
Can't call her that.
Right. So Serena is struggling because she can't connect with the one thing she just sacrificed everything, hence the name of the freaking episode, for. So I thought that was, you know, a nice little cherry that they wrote in there for us to see, like, yeah, these people are moving the pieces to win at the moment, but even in their victories, they are losing. And that to me is kind of cool.
I like when Moira is talking to Serena, and she's talking to Serena, and she goes, "Fuck you," and then goes back to Serena.
Yeah. Well, he was just trying to keep the peace. He's like, "You can't say that," and she's like, "Fuck you, I can't," and she just keeps going. Well, yeah, like rightfully so. Moira lived through hell, and now she's what, got to smile at the devil and make peace with them? Nope. Not gonna happen.
That's why I love Moira.
Yeah.
She's fucking awesome character. She's the badass on the outside, the way what June is turning into, but she's also deeply fragile on the inside.
Yeah. This episode, I thought it was funny. Almost like you're turning into a... Oh, no, it was Rita. She's like, you're turning into a boss.
Yes. I
like,
love Rita. She is such a sweetheart.
It was cool to have her show up in this episode, little cameo, and have them have like that moment together where it's like, we no longer have the Waterfords in our lives. Yes. And then she offers to help, right? So that's really cool. So she is going to be a part of the plan now. You know, the plan is quickly falling apart, but the plan, because I mean, it is falling apart, right? The border, they want to close the border, which Lawrence fights all episode to keep open. We find out he does keep it open. But at the same time, now Lawrence is not going to want to... The only reason he was leaving was his wife.
Yep.
She's not alive anymore. So, like, is he still going to help? We don't know. He might be so depressed and mourning and now questioning June that he doesn't even want to help. I mean, and then it was falling off the rails even before that because of Eleanor slipping up in front of Naomi and the other commander's wife.
Yeah, we'll take your kids. We'll bring them with us.
Lawrence covered it real well, though. He was like, oh, yeah, mi casa, su casa. We got plenty of room. Like, so they played that one off easy. Naomi and them aren't smart enough to pick up on what they don't have enough context, nor are they, like, smart enough, I believe, to be like, oh, that's what's going on. So I think they were safe there. But like in the previous scene when you were talking where June actually slams her against the wall because she tries to go out the door like 3 or 4 different times. Ultimately even saying, like, instead of going to help the children, she's like, oh, I'm just going to go tell the parents and they'll help. It's like, no, that's the wrong answer. And so June, you know, gets upset. And I think Lawrence doesn't react in that situation because he knows the severity of the plan too. Like, he's also like, oh shit, this isn't going to work. Like, we need to do that. But he's also verbally like, hey, you need to stop. Like, you can't hurt my wife. And then June kind of awakens that, like you've already previously mentioned, so we don't have to go back over it. But Eleanor was falling apart very quickly in this episode. There was 2 different distinct scenes where she was going to throw the whole plan out the window, just not even thinking clearly.
I think those 2 scenes were there to help us swallow the fact that June was going to be not doing anything in this situation. I personally believe she should have.
I agree. You know, like I said, I don't think Eleanor needed to die. But
yeah, she's a fun character.
She was. But the last thing I think we really need to talk about, or maybe there's a couple more, because we do bounce around a little bit, but Luke. So Luke thought he was going to go in there and he was going to see Fred basically in a 8x8 like we would be in America now, like Guantanamo Bay style. He thought he was going to walk into Guantanamo Bay and see Fred, basically, is what he thought. And he was going to be able to lay down the evidence and put him in his place and, like, you know, walk out the man, right? Not at all how that went down. And I wanted to I want to know who your opinion as well. In that situation, who won?
They both lost.
Interesting. Why?
Because Luke suffered a huge emotional blow of realizing that his wife is a complete stranger and that he's going to need to relearn who she is as a person, probably make a decision whether he still cares about that person in that way.
Yeah.
Because the time has eroded a lot of the kindness that was in June.
Yeah, he's in love with the memory. And that's the reality, is he's in love with the memory. He does not know trauma will change a person. Time will change a person without trauma. And so both of those combined on June is going to turn her into a very different person than Luke knows. And that's just the reality. They both do some pretty like significant like they're able to damage each other.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, and this is just my take on it, opinions and assholes, right? Everyone's got them.
You think Fred came out on top, though?
I do. And here's why. An intellectual argument, a battle of words is only won with words. And the minute that person can incite you into action, they won. They beat you. They control you. You didn't want to punch me. I made you punch me. I'm winning.
Mm-hmm.
I'm making you act out of character, out of mind. You're not even thinking clearly.
When I was learning to drive as a teenager on Long Island, New York, a bunch of angry, verbal, pissed off drivers all the time.
In New York, yeah.
So I'm learning to drive there, and my dad taught me a valuable lesson. Like, whenever someone drives up fast on you, starts beeping their horn, cursing, flipping you off, if you react to them, they win.
Yeah, 100%.
And so it goes by exactly what you're saying. So what my father taught me to do when I was younger, so that you would be the one that won, would be just, hi, just sweet.
Killing with kindness.
Yeah.
So over the top.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Like, hi, sweetie. That kind of thing,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So he's like, yeah, just do that. They're just going to be pissed off more.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. But if you lose your cool, then you let them get to you and they win.
Yep.
Do you really want to let the asshole win in the situation? My dad was famous for his temper, too. So the fact that he was able to teach those lessons is awesome.
Yeah, I think it comes down, like, I've heard it said a million ways, like, protect your peace, keep your power, all these different things. Like, but that's really what it is. It's you have enough wherewithal to keep your emotions in check and actually control yourself in the situation. Because that's the only thing you can ever control. Control outside of yourself is a complete illusion. You have no control outside yourself. That's something that we just put inside our heads to feel safe. But really, the only thing we control is us. And so, like, take that power, protect your peace, control yourself. And that's why I believe in that moment, Luke lost.
Okay.
Luke was doing great, but he lost himself and went and punched him, and Fred won.
But the reason I feel like Fred hurt just as much is he may not have shown it, but it was written all over his face that he felt it.
Yeah, well, they both felt it, right? So, like, they were both doing some pretty good digs.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing that tips the scale is
The
reaction. Yeah.
Gotcha. So with that, I guess I could agree with you.
Yeah. Let us know what you guys think about that. I've been thinking about things like this a long time, like protect your power, like not, because especially with like PTSD, right? A lot of times, like if you can predict the trigger, you can stop the response. And so there's a thing called the gap that I learned when I read Man's Search for Meaning. And it's basically giving yourself like this 2 to 3 second piece of time between what you like your experience and then the reaction to that experience, because it allows you to actually like think it out a little bit more. Like instead of, oh, you startled me, I'm going to punch you. It's like, oh, you startled me, you're not an enemy, right? Like, oh, I'm home, or I'm not in a combat zone, or I'm, in a Walmart. I don't need to knock this guy out. So it gives you this moment, this gap to like think in. I think it's a huge tool, and it's a powerful piece of being like in control of who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Man's Search for Meaning. Love that book. It's hard to get through because it's all about the Holocaust and stuff, but the principles and philosophies that he teaches, especially in the back half, powerful. Let us know what you thought about episode 12 down in the comments below. Are you excited for the finale? Most of you have probably already seen it. You're going back through this with us. So let me know down in the comments, is there something in the finale? Just write, the finale is going to be awesome in the comments below if you have something you want, like you're expecting me to be reacting to. Because I know a lot of you look forward to our reactions, especially mine because it's my first time through. Liam's already seen it. So let me know in the comments below without spoiling it, of course. And
Even though I'm going through it again, there's a lot of stuff I don't remember.
Yeah, I think last episode was the only time that I felt that you had inside information because of the inside information you had on Serena actually turning on Fred, where I didn't think that. I felt like you had that information already.
I honestly didn't remember, but it's just how I felt.
Yeah. Okay.
So it could have been just like part of distant memory hiding inside me, affecting my subconscious around it. I've got no idea.
It's true. Subconscious is a powerful thing. All right. Let us know in the comments below. Also, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. And if you're not already subscribed, go ahead and do so. And then we'll leave you with plenty of other things to watch with us. We never stop. We make multiple videos a week. And we really love it. So we'll see you there. Peace.
Find the strength hiding in each battle scar. You're not who you were. You've already come far.